Hello everyone. Welcome to JamJac channel. For today's episode, we will take a review about this mobile suit, which is the Gundam Zephyranthes full Burnern. But before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and click the notification bell for more review videos like this. Let's get started. The RX-78GP01-Fb Gundam Zephyranthes full Burnern is the upgraded space-use version of the RX-78GP01 Gundam Zephyranthes, introduced in the OVA Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. It is piloted by Kou Uraki. History. On October 31st, Universal Century 0083, the GP01 was heavily damaged during combat with Shima Garaho's MS-14F's Gelgoog Marine Commander type. On November 2nd, the Albion entered Von Braun, where Captain Ifar Synapse tasked Anaheim Electronics branch manager O'Sullivan with repairing and modifying the GP01 for space combat in 2 days. The Gundam was moved into Anaheim's Von Braun factory, where it was overhauled into the full Burnern. On November 4th, at 1006 hours, the full Burnern began trial at Anaheim's Livermore testing field. Kou Uraki, piloting the Gundam, conducted a test flight on the lunar surface. At 20:55 hours, Kelly Leisner sortied in the MA-06 Val Wallo, intending to destroy the Gundam to gain the approval of Shima and join the Dela's fleet. When he threatened to open fire on Von Braun if the Gundam does not appear, Kou deployed the full Burnern in response. The fight initially went poorly for the full Burnern, and it was soon trapped by the Val Wallo's plasma leaders. However, Chuck Keith joined the fight in his RGC-83 GM Cannon II. Kelly fired at the GM Cannon II with the Val Wallo's Vulcan guns, only to accidentally hit the small craft piloted by Nina Purpleton, who was trying to convince Kelly to stop. The GM Cannon II then helped the full Burnern destroy the plasma leaders. Assuming that Nina was killed by Kelly's attack, Kou finally began fighting the Val Wallo without reservation. However, even though the full Burnern landed several beam rifle shots on the Val Wallo, the mobile armor was still unharmed. The Val Wallo eventually grabbed the full Burnern using one of its claws. However, the full Burnern detached its apart and stabbed the Val Wallo with its beam saber, destroying it. After the Albion departed from Von Braun and began heading for the Solomon Sea, the full Burnern began conducting an interchangeability test with the L-83D long beam rifle, a high-powered prototype beam rifle originally developed for another unit. However, since it was not designed for the full Burnern, it suffered from poor accuracy. Maura Bosch suggested fitting it with an NN-28 stabilizer from one of the ship's Hood 7 megaparticle cannons. However, the ship's gunnery chief, Aristide Hughes, had a distaste for mobile suits and refused to hand over the stabilizer despite the captain's order. On November 5th, at 700 hours, while the Albion's mobile suit team, save for the full Burnern, was out on patrol, the Albion encountered a small Dela's fleet unit based aboard a Chive class at Lunga Point. The Chive class fired at the Albion's mobile suit deck, preventing the full Burnern from deploying or accessing its weapons. Fortunately, with the help of Maura and the Albion mechanics team, the full Burnern managed to deploy from the landing deck and destroyed a MS-21C Draw C. However, the Chive continued to fire at the Albion. Just as the situation seemed desperate, Maura launched the L-83D at the full Burnern from the core fighter deck, which was now equipped with the NN-28 stabilizer, thanks to Nina convincing Hughes. Armed with the L-83D, the full Burnern evaded the Chive's anti-air fire and landed a direct hit on its ammunition storage, causing it to be engulfed in flames. However, the Chive was still not destroyed. After launching its escape pods, the ship launched a suicide charge at the Albion. At close range, Hughes fired the starboard megaparticle cannons at the Chive, completely destroying it and saving the Albion. On November 8th, at 14:52 hours, the Albion witnessed the Federation flagship Birmingham in close proximity with the Shima fleet. Believing that it was under attack, the Albion deployed the burning team, the full Burnern and Keith's GM Cannon II led by South Burning in his RGM-79 NGM Custom. During the battle, the full Burnern engaged Shima's Gelgoog Marine Commander type once again, but fared much better due to its improved mobility. At 15:27, 48 hours, Burning was killed when his GM Custom exploded, and Kou was given a field promotion. On November 10, the Earth Federation Space Force held a naval review at Confido, the first one since the end of the One-Year War. In response to Delaz's call, waves after waves of Zeon remnants attacked Confido's perimeter. The Albion Mobile Suit team, including the full Burnern, deployed in defense of Confido as well. The full Burnern shot down multiple Zeon mobile suits in combat. When Anavel Gato in the RX-78GP01 Gundam Physalis was sighted in S0 sector, Kou chased after it in the full Burnern, but was unable to catch up to it in time. At 14:31:06 hours, Gato fired the GP02A's atomic bazooka at the Naval Review, destroying 2/3 of the participating Federation vessels, including the Birmingham. While Gato was retreating, Kou engaged him in the full Burnern. Despite the GP02A's left arm being rendered non-functional by the nuclear attack, it still proved to be a formidable opponent and engaged in fierce close combat with the full Burnern. At the end of the battle, Gato switched his beam saber to maximum output and attempted to overwhelm Kou's defense, severely damaging the full Burnern. However, Kou blasted the GP02A with the full Burnern's chest-mounted reverse thrusters at full force and stabbed it with his beam saber. Having been critically damaged, the full Burnern's core fighter failed to eject, forcing Kou to abandon it. Both the full Burnern and the GP02A then exploded from the damage they sustained. Technology and combat characteristics. Originally, the GP01 was capable of operating in space by swapping out its core fighter and equipping other optional equipment, such as leg-mounted propellant tanks. In fact, these optional equipment rolled out on the same day as the GP01 itself. However, after the GP01 was heavily damaged in battle, it received a complete overhaul, incorporating many new ideas and reflecting trial data collected on Earth. Since the resulting mobile suit deviated from the original plan, it was given the new, unofficial model number of GP01-FB. As part of the overhaul, the FF7 Core Fighter II, which was also heavily damaged, received a major redesign and became the FF7FB Core Fighter II Full Burnern. Its aviation equipment were all removed, with its wings replaced with 2 gimbaled universal booster units, which increased the GP01-FB's mobility to several times that of the initial design. Additionally, its main generator output was increased, its thermonuclear jet rocket hybrid engines were replaced with thermonuclear rocket engines, and reverse thrusters were added to the left and right side, behind the cockpit block. The layout of its beam gun, beam saber units were also changed, and due to the increased generator output, the equipped beam gun, beam sabers were of an improved model that could function as beam guns even in mobile suit mode. Overall, it could be said that everything aside from its cockpit block was new. The GP01-FB was equipped with a pair of shoulder vernier pods, which featured extendable thruster nozzles protected by movable armor. Its chest, which once housed the core fighter's air intakes, now housed the core fighter's reverse thrusters, which only extend from the chest when used. Thanks to these, the GP01-FB's 180 degrees turning time was shortened by 0.1 second. Its legs were installed with large propellant tanks, and its feet were fitted with extended soles. This design concept of installing additional features to the limbs as long as they do not impact their proper function would eventually inspire mobile suits like the MSZ-006 Zeta Gundam, whose generators were located in the legs. Armaments. 60mm Vulcan gun. As with the RX-78, the GP01-FB was equipped with a pair of head-mounted 60mm Vulcan guns, which featured improved range and accuracy. These guns rapid-fire physical projectiles and are capable of dealing critical damage to enemy machine in extreme close range. XBR BOA M8206A Beam Rifle. Made by BOA, a beam weapon developer since the One-Year War. Like the M8205H beam rifle used by the GP01, it had a power rating of 1.5 megawatts and adopted an energy pack system. However, its internal devices were improved, leading to a slight increase in performance. This model XBR BOA M8206A is also said to be a space use specification of the BOA XBR M82A. Jute. Named after a specialized weapon used by Japanese police in the Edo period, the jute was a small beam saber located under the barrel of the beam rifle. This allowed the GP01-FB to defend itself against enemy melee weapons when holding the beam rifle. AE Blash XBG-07 .05 Beam Saber. An improved model of the beam sabers used by the GP01, a pair are stored on the backpack. Thanks to the increased generator output, in addition to serving as the core fighter's beam guns, they could now be used as beam guns in mobile suit mode as well. To achieve this, the base of the beam saber holders were redesigned. RX-78GP01-Fb shield. An anti-beam coated shield, capable of withstanding 2 to 3 direct hits from beam cannons. When not used, the top of the shield retracts to reduce inertia. The inside of the shield could store 2 E-packs. Blash XBRL-8 3D long beam rifle. A prototype beam rifle originally developed for another unit, presumably the RX-78GP03 Gundam Dendrobium, it had an output of 4.8 megawatts, far higher than the full Burnern's M8206A beam rifle. However, due to its lack of compatibility with the full Burnern, it suffered from lack of accuracy until it was modified with a NN28 stabilizer from one of the Albion's beam cannons. In addition, its condenser needed to be charged by the mobile suit's reactor before firing, which required a lengthy charge-up time. Special equipment and features. Core block system. The full Burnern features a core block system which allows the cockpit and main engines to eject in the form of a fighter plane, preserving the pilot's life and vital combat data. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share this video. Thank you for watching.